Hi everyone and welcome to Linda's Italian Kitchen. I would like to start by welcoming all the new subscribers and thanking all of you for sticking around, although lately I didn't publish any new recipe. I had a very busy time and as you can see I also changed the kitchen, well, house. But now I'm back and today I will show you how to prepare Mostaccioli napoletani. Mostaccioli are diamond-shaped cookies covered with chocolate and everyone loves them. Nobody will never believe that they are eggless, dairy-free, low in fat, and they can be easily prepared to be vegan too. Like always, you will find the full list of ingredients in the description, but during this video I will also suggest some substitution and I will share with you my secrets. So watch carefully. Some of you looking at the list of ingredients might be wondering, what is pisto? Well, pisto is a mix of spices used in Campania for the preparation of several Christmas cookies. I just made a video with the recipe and you will find a link somewhere here, and I will also leave a link in the description. I like to give a more rustic look to my mostaccioli and therefore I add some chopped almonds. I take a couple of handfuls of almonds and I transfer them to a blender and I pulse until I don't reach the wanted consistency. Those are perfect. This is completely optional, but if you decide to add chopped almonds, remember that you will need to use less almond flour. In a large bowl, let's add 8 cups of flour and 2 cups and a half of almond flour mixed with chopped almonds if you wish to obtain a more rustic look, a pinch of salt, 3/4 cup of dark cocoa and 1 cup and 3/4 of sugar. Now, if you plan to make those cookies vegan, make sure to use vegan sugar. That might look crazy, but in some countries the common sugar, the common white sugar, is not vegan. Then I add also 1 tablespoon of baker's ammonia. Ammonia is a leavening agent that is used especially for baking cookies. That's because your cookies basically will become larger rather than taller, and also helps cookies to keep fresher for longer. If you don't find ammonia, you can use double the amount of baking powder. For example, in my case today, I'm using 1 tablespoon of ammonia. Therefore, if you decide to use baking powder, you will need to use 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Then we will add also 1 tablespoon and a half of pisto and we will mix everything well. You can substitute pisto with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground pepper, 1 teaspoon of ground nutmeg and half teaspoon of ground cloves. We will then add the zest of 1 organic orange to half cup of honey. If you want to make those cookies vegan, you can substitute the honey with 1 cup of sugar or half cup of vegan honey. I will leave in the description the link with the recipe. We will then squeeze the orange and we will use half cup of orange juice in our cookies. I like to add a small cup of espresso because it enhances the taste of mostaccioli, but you can omit it. This is roughly 1 ounce. Then we will need to add also some water. I start with half cup and I will add more later when I knead my dough. Now we can combine all the ingredients together and start kneading the dough. I start by mixing with a spoon, but later I will transfer everything on a clean surface and I will keep kneading and add water as needed. While kneading, I want to tell you a bit more about Mostaccioli. If you do an online research, you will discover that there are different versions of diamond-shaped cookies called Mostaccioli from southern Italy. The one I'm showing you today are Mostaccioli napoletani, and their name is probably related to the fact that when you eat them, the chocolate will melt and leave you a moustache in Napoletan dialect, on your upper lips. In other regions instead, it's thought that the name comes from mosto, in English must, basically the grape juice that is used to make wine. That is also one of the ingredients used to prepare some mostaccioli. I'm happy with how my dough looks like now, and I added in total 1 cup and 1 quart of water. As you can see, the dough must be hard and compact. Now I will form a kind of sausage, roll it in saran wrap and leave it in the fridge for 1 hour. In the meantime, I will show you how I make the diamond mold that I use to shape my cookies. If you have a diamond-shaped cookie cutter, you can skip this part. I use some baking paper and I start by drawing a cross 3.5 inches high and 2 1/4 inches wide, as I have found that this is a good size. But you can make your mostaccioli bigger or smaller, or you can even use a different shape. Then I join the edges of the cross and I use a scissor to cut all around this line. And my mold is ready. However, when you are making a lot of mostaccioli like me today, there is a faster way. We can take a bigger sheet of baking paper and draw lines every 2 inches, in this way. Then I will take my paper mold, place it between 2 lines, and I will mark all the 4 angles, in this way. With the ruler, I will then connect all those dots and draw lines in the opposite direction. Easy, right? Now I made a sheet with a lot of diamonds, and later I will show you how I use it. After 1 hour, let's turn on the oven at 350 degrees with the grid in the middle, and let's start rolling the dough. I start with cutting the dough in 2 pieces, as it will be easier to roll. Then I will put some baking paper on 1 piece of dough and I will start rolling it. I suggest using the baking paper because it makes the whole process easier and cleaner. Also, let's try to give a rectangular shape to our dough, as this will make it easier to cut the cookies. As you can see, I'm not doing a great job. We want our dough to be roughly 1/4 inch tall, like this. Perfect. Now we need to create our diamonds. You can use a cookie cutter or we can use our diamond mold. We simply place the mold on the dough and with a knife we cut all around. In alternative, we can use a sheet with a lot of diamond drawn on it. We place the sheet on the dough and with a knife we gently press on all those lines. Later we will remove the baking sheet and with a knife cut through all those signs. This method is super fast. Some very precise people are able to cut the dough nicely without the need of a mold. I tried and my mostaccioli were all of different size and shape, so I prefer this method. We will then transfer our cookie on a tray and we will bake them at 350 degrees for 18-20 minutes. Don't overbake them, as we want our mostaccioli to be soft cookies. Our cookies are now ready. We will need to wait that they are completely cold before covering them with chocolate. I want to show you how much the cookies grew, so keep this in mind when deciding how big you want them. For your information, the doses I gave you today yielded roughly 70 mostaccioli, so if you want to make less mostaccioli, consider making half those. When the cookies are cold, we can start melting the chocolate. To cover those mostaccioli, we will need roughly 7-8 chocolate bars. I suggest to use high quality chocolate. If you are in US, I found that the big block from Trader Joe's is pretty good, but also the chocolates from Lidl and Aldi are good. We can melt the chocolate using a water bath or in the microwave. Originally, only dark chocolate was used to cover mostaccioli, but nowadays also milk chocolate or white chocolate is used, so you choose the chocolate you like the most. I found that using a tool like this makes all the process of covering mostaccioli with chocolate easier and less messy. I basically immerse the mostaccioli in chocolate, make sure that they are fully covered, and then I shake to remove the excess of chocolate. I like mostaccioli also without chocolate, and I always leave some uncovered for myself. Also, naked mostaccioli can be frozen and one defrosted can be coated with chocolate. I place all my mostaccioli coated with chocolate on a baking rack and I will wait for the chocolate to solidify before transferring them into a bigger airtight container. Mostaccioli can be stored for up to 15 days, although in my house they never last so long. Okay, I also give away a lot of them. In Campania, mostaccioli are often sold in a tray with roccocò, another super popular Christmas cookie. Today I'm also preparing roccocò and I will post the recipe very soon, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell so you will automatically be notified when I post a new recipe. Buon appetito and see you soon!